Good day, everybody. Welcome to RACCOON Circus League Season 9. This is the B Division. I'm joined here by Ty.
Fuckface.
Yeah, basically. And we're going to be looking at the fucking draft and where we think people are all going to place. And it'll be a grand old time, and I see nothing going wrong with this video at all.
Well, considering that you and I are here together, everything's bound to go wrong.
Exactly. Anyway, starting us off, we have our boy...
You guys are going to make things...
It's our boy Will, who had his team expertly crafted by the GOAT of competitive Pokemon, Akshay. And...
I don't know how much help actually lent him, because I know Akshay wouldn't make a Ghost Week team.
Yeah, it does have a ghost weakness. But he did literally draft, like, everything except for, I think, the last two picks were all of him.
I think Akshay stopped after the 4th or 5th Mullen.
Anyway, yeah, so his only ghost resist is Sandy Shot. Not Sandy, King Gambit, sorry. I can't speak.
I'm quoting that.
Alright. But yeah, his only ghost resist is King Gambit, which, don't get me wrong, is a fantastic ghost resist, but kind of want more than just a King Gambit.
Not when both of them get Focus Blast.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Not when it's your only ghost resist. One thing I wanted to mention is his interesting relationship with ground type. He has 6 ground weaknesses, no resists, but 3 immunities. One, of course, being our boy here, Torn T. But then his other ones don't actually share any of the same weaknesses, with Cryogonal being Levitate as well as Uxie being Levitate. So I think it's a very interesting combination, if you know what I mean.
It works. One thing I would fear,
Mold Breaker EQ. Ty's dead.
EQ of Blood, First Luna itself, like just a good offensive ground that gets access to those shit like Power Gem and or Rock Slide, you know, Stone Edge, like that.
Another Pokemon like Haxorus could also do really well into this team with Mold Breaker. Mold Breaker, Earthquake, and Dragon Claw is probably honestly all you need to beat this team.
Another thing I think you should fear as well is a good rock type. He kind of gets bailed out because one of the better rock types I have, so he doesn't have to face that. But a good rock type with like steel, rock, and ground coverage, fuck this team.
While I do agree, let's be real, there is like basically no good rock types.
There's quite a few of them, if you know how to position them.
Yeah, but like the best rock type is like Tyranitar. Don't get me wrong, Tyranitar's pretty good, but like in draft it's like 14 points for a reason.
The best what?
Rock type is Tyranitar.
Don't
get me wrong,
Caleb.
like Cleavor and yes, hi. Oh wait, sorry. Not including Diancie Mega. Not including Mega Diancie.
I was about to say, you're literally staring at the best rock type on the board.
Not including Mega Diancie, the best rock type is Tyranitar. And even then, Tyranitar is only 14 points.
Nah, bro, I refuse to believe that's true. I refuse.
What else do you think is a better rock type? Cleavor's down at 13, Garganacle's 13, Accelerock what?
Garganacl is right fucking there.
Tyranitar's better than Garganacl, if you ask me.
That is a terrible fucking opinion.
Like, not in, like, OU, but in draft, I think it is.
Nah, that is a terrible fucking opinion.
Especially if both are, whatchamacallit?
Another thing, Hisuian Arcanine, by the way, is also a rock type.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's probably the best rock type outside of Diancie then, yeah, you're right.
Ogerpon Stone, by the way, is also a rock type.
Who is?
Ogerpon Cornerstone.
I don't care about that guy.
Both of which, just to spite you even more, are drafted. Guess who's not drafted?
Tyranitar.
Get fucked. Oh, by the way, you also forgot Glamora as well.
Oh yeah, fuck Lamora. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, this team, as any team perfectly drafted by our good friend Akshi, is good in basically every regard. It's got hazards, removal, momentum. Basically, the whole team has knockoff. It's got good priority as well with, fucking, I forget all the priority, not gonna lie. But I remember there was good priority. Everything's got, like, shit, I don't know.
There's, like, extreme, no, because Pikachu lost,
I was gonna say, I have to go back
extreme-
and actually look at the team to see what actually had.
There's Sucker Punch.
I remember there was a bunch of shit that had it, I swear to God.
No, I think you're delusional, because Pikachu gets Fake Out, King Gambit gets Sucker Punch, Cerule Edge gets Shadow Sneak, Quackaball gets Aqua Jet, and I think that's it.
Hang on.
No, I think you're delusional. 4 Mons that get fucking priority here, bro.
I may be delusional, yes. So Quackaball gets Aqua Jet, Ice Shard, Sucker Punch. Okay, yeah, it's got like mediocre priority. Let's. Mediocre.
Like, it's got deep priority compared to most teams, but
Where the fuck
I wouldn't call it good priority per se.
Yeah, hang on. I've got a plan. I got a plan. Not.
He's
great.
gonna change it.
What the fuck? Why won't you let me draw?
Bear with while we go to a small intermission. What now?
Intermission over. We got it to work. I just had to reboot Photoshop. I think it'd been open too long. So mediocre priority. That should probably be in a cons, but I'm too lazy to change that as well.
Sorry,
yeah.
you need to share your again.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Professional over here, by the way.
Yeah, we're all professional YouTubers. I do this for a job, totally. Yeah, I also really want to call attention to the fantastic speed tiers. I mean, Torn 121, Diancie 110, Cryogonal 105, Sandy at 101, then drops down to 95 is good. We're not including Pikachu because fuck that. Then Quackable and Cerulege both at 85.
Don't like the electric rat.
Do you think Pikachu will ever do anything? Tell me.
Actually, I have damage calcs of what a light ball Volt Tackle Pikachu does.
See, while I do agree, this is Will's light ball Pikachu.
Okay, fair enough.
I was gonna say, so don't get me wrong, I know a well-played Pikachu can do work, but I'm talking about Will's here. Do we think Will do anything with a Pikachu?
No. We have a well-played Pikachu, and then we have a will-played Pikachu.
Basically, you should quote that. That was good. All right, and me and Ty both agree here that this guy's gonna come 16th because I have no faith in my brother whatsoever. It's just how it is. Moving on though, we have another new player to draft. We have Playful Piplup, also known as Derek 2. There is no Derek 1 in the server, but there's a Derek 1 that me and Derek also know, and so Derek 2 is just Derek 2. I want to call attention to our massive fucking ground weakness, but unlike Will's team, we don't have 3 Levitate Pokemon.
It's drilled on this.
What?
No, it doesn't. Damn, that's unfortunate.
What did you say?
Oh, talking about this matchup with Josh.
Yes,
Funnily enough.
Yeah, Ogerpon's a cool Pokemon, right, Ty?
I've used it. It's not too bad. Not first round pick worthy, but it's not too bad.
Yeah. I want to call attention as well to our terrible fucking removal. We only have Tidy Up on Mousehold, and that is all of our removal.
No, it's not. Yeah, it is.
I love that backtrack. No, it's not. Oh, yeah, it is.
Bro, I don't know why. My brain said Enamorous got defogged, and it should.
I was gonna say, it probably should.
Enamorous defog.
We also have a decent, like a notable fighting weakness. We only have 2 resists in Enamorous and Zoroark and Quillfish.
That's 3 resistance.
Well, one's an immunity, so it's not resistant. Therefore, go fuck yourself.
Well, then don't pair it in with the resist.
I forgot about it. All right.
Fighting resist is like I think your fighting resists on this team are fine. A fighting will never get through an Amorous, and
Yeah.
nor will fightings get through Quillfish. So I think in most regards you're okay.
Maybe so, but I don't know.
Another thing I'd
It
like
just
to
feels
note
like a
as well,
notable weakness of the team. It's maybe not notable, but exploitable. You know.
Another thing I would like to mention, though, as well, the hazard stacking of this team. You have Ogre Palm with spikes, Mega Garch with rocks, Hisui and Gudra, I think, also gets rocks, Quillfish with spikes, both of them, and Diancie with spikes and rocks. So, despite his lackluster removal, he can play for the opponent to be that removal for him. So, if he feels like it one week, say, I don't know, what's a remover that I know off the top of my head? Corviknight, so Nick's team.
Yes.
And he wants to, he can start spike setting and rock setting because he has Ogre Pawn Fire, which can't run boots.
This is true. Yeah.
So Nick is going to want those hazards off the field quickly.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
He can take advantage of he has good hazard setters.
I agree. It's also worth noting that this team has like basically no priority. It's got Aqua Jet. It's got Aqua Jet, Quillfish, Quick Attack, Ogerpon, and Shadow Sneak Zoroark.
Hey. If you don't run Quick Attack, you ain't running Ogre Pawn right. If I see Quick Attack Ogre Pawn, I'm punting somebody.
I also must say, I really like the offensive pressure brought on between Chi-Yu, Ogerpon, and Garchomp. I think together
Another thing I bring up about Ogre Pawn as well is it's got a good defensive typing. That Water Grass is a good defensive typing.
Yes, I absolutely agree. Especially with the Water Absorb. That's actually why I suggested it as like a really good Chi-Yu pair to basically deal with any water weakness. Ogerpon Water and just Chi-Yu have such good synergy. I'm pretty sure Ogerpon resists everything Chi-Yu is weak to. Ty, you're dying again.
Fighting.
Fighting, right. That's the... Okay. Yeah. But aside from fighting, Ogerpon and Chi-Yu, I think, have really good synergy together.
They do. Another thing with Ogerpon as well, though, it also has access to things like Leech Seed and Spiky Shield. So it can force damage in more of a bulkier role, rather than having to be, just pure offensive SD, Trailblaze, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Oh. It can do a lot.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
So I think it has Scale Shot and shit back.
Yeah, Scale Shot Mega Garchomp is like actually a pretty big threat.
Swords Dance, click Scale Shot, and bye-bye.
Yeah, basically win the game from that point, let's be honest here.
Get a couple hazards up, and there you go.
Yeah. Especially...
In his earlier weeks, he got unlucky with Mousehold, did he not?
Yeah, he missed a very crucial population bomb.
That's unfortunate. Should have been wide lens.
It was wide lens.
That's crazy. This boy got fucked.
Yeah, that like I said, that was unfortunate.
I feel that though. I had a league game recently where I got paralyzed 10 turns out of 25.
That reminds me of my game with Wash Tom, where I got paralyzed like 5 times in a row and it cost me the game.
Oh, my fed got paralyzed fucking 6 or 7 times in a row, and I'm like, are you fucking serious? Yeah. I just wanted to roost.
Yeah, that's how it be. That's how it be.
Yeah, that's fuck. I nearly punted that opposing coach. Holy fuck, I was mad.
Yeah, so Piplup...
Though, I don't like this team's speed tiers either. Topping out at 111 is so bad.
Yeah, that's definitely what I've got over here in, like, the cons. It's just, we definitely wanted something above 115, and having only 111 is kind of a problem. Not to mention we have 2 110s and a 111, so it's all very similar to one another. which I don't think is fantastic either.
Do you have anything above 110?
What?
That's crazy. I even have anything above 110. Granted,
I was gonna say
mine was hard.
I was gonna
Find
say,
something.
yeah, you have nothing above 12 points, Ty. Anyway,
All of the unicorns were fucking pretty much taken, which was annoying.
yeah. So last thing to say about Piplup here is he is one of our new players. This is his first competitive season ever, which is the main reason why we have him so low, despite me kind of liking his team. But just with the inexperience as well as the honestly pretty powerful season we've got, like pretty powerful lineup this season, I don't like his chances of coming much higher. What's that? Ty? He dead again.
Hello?
Oh, he's alive again. Hello.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't really call it a massive fucking lineup. Like, you have two coaches playing with handicaps. You got maybe 3 coaches that have played previous seasons, and then the rest, you have 3 to 5 that have played previous seasons, and then
Well,
like
we've
5
got
are good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Out of
6,
16,
7,
you
8,
probably have
9.
2 return
10.
coaches.
We have 10 players who aren't new. Then there's you and there's 4 new players this season. He's one of them.
Yeah.
And so he's right at the bottom because I just think he'll do bad. Anyway, moving on, we got another noob here, Valiant Volcarona. So
I get to fuck him. Dude, shit, I can't fuck. What the fuck is his team?
you like it?
I do.
Thank you. I built this. I built this team.
Yeah, the one thing I don't like is the lack of pivot around it.
Yeah, that's something. That's something I kind of realized later is we don't actually have too much like good momentum. We do have like enough momentum, but it could have definitely been better.
U-turn Urshifu, teleport Mega Gardevoir, U-turn Volcarona, you Volt Switch, U-turn Kilowattrel, U-turn Zabrude. So it's all right. But
that's what I mean. We have enough momentum. We have 4 U-turners.
All right, I'm gonna have to fuck you up because you're the one who took Kilowattrel from me.
Yes, I am. Yes, we have 4 U-turners, a Volt Switch, and a teleporter, so it's not too bad. We also have a decent amount of hazards with 3 spike setters and 2 rock setters. I'm pretty satisfied with that.
One thing I don't like is how you go from 125 to 105 to 102 to 100 to 97.
Yeah, so we have too many Pokemon around the 100 mark, which is something I've got in the cons over here. And also just a pretty big gap between Kilowattrel and Zarude. I think it's too big of a gap.
That's allowed it, like, fucking, for example, Lycan Dusk just to run Adamant here.
Yeah. But,
Holy
yeah.
fuck, Chimchar's the best.
Yeah, I know, right?
Never realized the thing was base 61, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, neither did I. Don't worry about it, mate.
That's so dumb. Why is Chimchar faster than fully evolved Mon?
But, yeah, for anyone wondering why I've got Valiant here above, Piplup, it's mostly because I think his team is just a lot better overall. I simply think he drafted better, especially with 2 defensive, like, well-defensive Terran Pokemon in Glastrier and Colossal, not to mention all of our heavy hitters up the top, our screen support.
I'll say, though, what confuses me is why Glastrier wasn't, Fairy and or Water, or even Fighting.
Yeah, I'm
Steel.
I'm thinking we might. Well, I went with Steel initially just to say, hey, it resists like 10 types. That's gonna be good enough. But then I kind of realized that Ice and Steel share like half of the same weaknesses.
You're still weak to fire. You're still weak to fire. You're still weak to fighting.
Yeah.
And then you now add the ground weakness there too.
Yeah. So I'm thinking of discussing it with him about changing it to a fairy, just to be better about that.
No, exactly. And with your ground weakness, even going water wouldn't be half bad.
This is true, but we also already have Terra Water Colossal. I don't think we want both to be the same Terra Water, right?
Doesn't really matter. Water's just a good defensive typing, so it doesn't really matter.
That's true.
It'd be like going double fairy. It don't really matter. It's a good defensive typing.
Yeah, that's true.
You could low-key even go Terra Ghost Glacier here.
That'd be interesting. Although that would probably add to our ghost weakness.
Go fight War Fairy for the most part.
I also think it's worth noting that our only removal is knockoff on Mega Gardevoir and Zarude. And I don't think I like that.
Item.
What's that?
I said first off, that's not removal, that's item removal. Those are two different things. And second off, you have good removal on this team.
Yeah.
No. There's one remover on this team.
There's 3.
There's one.
Oh yeah, Klefki lost Defog, didn't it?
Klefki lost Defog. Kilowattrel doesn't get Defog. Your only remover is Colossal.
Oh. Yeah. That is a thing. Okay, well. Also, it wasn't the other defogger on that I had on my list here wasn't Kilowattrel, it was Volcarona.
If I see a defog Volcarona, you're the first person I will punch with a baseball bat. I better not see that.
No comment.
Volcarona kept defog.
It did not keep the defog.
Yeah, so you have one remover here.
Yeah, that's why I moved this over to bad removal. We only have one spinner and that's it.
I was like, oh, I have good defoggers. No, shit, no, I don't.
Yeah, basically. I still think this is like a fairly well-constructed team. It's definitely missing something, and we probably could have made some better choices. Like, initially we wanted Grimmsnarl, but that got sniped from us, so we got Klefki instead. And
hey, you know what I hit for me? The Kilowattrel.
Yeah, well, fuck you. You weren't even a part of the draft at the time, alright? You have to cope.
Listen, I'll just ask him if I can have Kilowattrel.
He honestly might trade it with you, I don't know. Yeah.
I'll give him
any other notes from you, Ty?
Other than, unfortunately, his only, like, Stealth Rocker being Garchomp worth noting.
Also Colossal.
Colossal gets Stealth Rocks, but it's going to start having 4-move syndrome by forcing rocks onto it.
This is true. We also have Chimchar, but we don't count that boy.
Does that even get rocks? I know Infernape gets rocks.
Chimchar does indeed get rocks.
That's crazy. This mon is dumb. Game Freak is fucking stupid. Oh, let's give Chimchar 61 speed. Oh, and Stealth Rocks.
It's honestly like a fine 1-point Stealth Rocker, honestly.
Why would I go do that when I can just pick up fucking Carcoal for 2?
Well, maybe you only have 1 point left.
Okay, I'm sure there's better 1-point rockers than Chimchar.
Probably, but you don't know that.
I do know that.
Name one then, off the top of your head right now. Name one.
Well, considering you have very shitty tiering, let me go find one real quick.
I said off the top of your head, Ty.
Oh, off the top of my head, Diglett.
No, okay, yeah, fuck off.
What's another one?
Okay, doesn't matter. Any final notes, Ty?
Brandling doesn't get rocks, but it more spikes. Oh, Camerupt. That's a better rocker.
Camerupt's no shot. Camerupt is a 1-point mon.
Yep, you have it in 1 point.
No shot. Why is Camerupt a 1 point? Yeah. I mean, I guess it is a fucking Camerupt. Okay, I'm gonna move that boy to 2 next season. Watch me.
Another one? Cleffa.
Cleffa, I guess.
I think that's it.
Okay, so like it's like the 4th best 1-pointer.
Oh, 1 point, goodbye. A 1-point Gibble. A 1-point Geodude.
Are you done yet?
No. No, I'm not.
Okay.
Wait, coughing. I thought that was wheezing. I was like, oh, holy shit, you slow.
Anyway, Ty, any final notes about Volcarona his team?
Find a better rock setter than Chimchar.
Yes. Moving on, we have our good friend Illawarra Halucha. Now, our good friend Halucha here is not great, but he's fun. So
He's short.
he is short. Yeah, so he is returning from his previous first season, so it's now his second season. So we still don't have him placed very high. But if you look at his team, it definitely appears like he's learned a couple things. It is a lot stronger than his last team. It does have a little bit of a ghost and dragon weakness, but you know, it's something. Also a little bit of a rock weakness.
What?
What?
Oh, I just said, while you're doing this.
What do you mean while I'm doing this? What are you laughing about?
T-Fox said in the general chat, is anybody going to tell Volcarona that steel is a garbage Terran type for Glastrier, or does it have to be me?
That's topical. I must say, I don't really know how much I rate the Mega Heracross. I know it's like fairly powerful.
That gets Trailblaze now. So
that gets Trailblaze now? Alright, yeah, never mind.
So don't sleep on that bitch.
I was gonna say, with Trailblaze, you know what's probably better? It should probably be in like 16 or something with Trailblaze.
Nah, but it is a lot better than you would think.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. To be fair, we did ban Mega Metachamp simply because of Trailblaze.
What if I trade Breloom for Slitherwing?
That sounds stupid.
Why?
Because I said so. I will say this team has basically no removal, and I'm pretty sure it's only Defog Decidueye is its only removal.
You, Caleb.
What?
But I'm doing it. Fuck you, Caleb.
Okay, you do what you want, Ty. I don't really give a fuck. Are you done yet?
Yeah, I'm just listening to you speak.
Okay. Yeah, it's got basically no removal in the way that it's only Defog Decidueye. It's also got pretty fucking bad hazards with only Heatran with rocks. There's no spikes, no nothing else, no other alternative setter. It does have... What's that?
Terra?
What'd you say?
How many points is Terra?
20.
I can't do that. It's unfortunate.
Its momentum isn't terrible. It's got 3 U-turners and a Volt Switch Mon, as well as a couple of baton passes, but we don't generally count them. Its priority is also actually kind of lacking, which is why it's only like decent. Where it's not good, but it is notable-ish enough. With Bullet Punch and Fake Out on Hariyama, as well as Shadow Sneak, Sucker Punch on Decidueye, and yeah, I don't actually have too much to say about this team. I kind of like it, but it's also not fantastic. Roaring Moon's a cool little guy. Now it's been buffed to High Hell with now that it's got Knockoff. That's so helpful for its existence. Lando T getting knocked down to 15 with all of its like utility being removed. Ziggy still isn't sure if it's a fantastic idea, but well, with Rosa using it, we probably don't have too much to worry about in the way of it being too overpowered. It's also got a little bit of synergy between Roaring Moon and Ninetales, being able to set its own sun, as well as Heatran actually, to up its Heatran's power, as well as Roaring Moon's booster energy being auto-activated, meaning it can run something else. Honestly, like a Choice Band Sun Roaring Moon sounds fucking powerful and scary. Heracross, Mega Heracross is also an interesting mon, in my opinion. It's got some good stuff to it, but I also find it a little bit lacking. But apparently it's now got Trailblaze, which makes me think it's quite a bit better than it used to be. Yeah. Ty, are you alive?
Yeah, I'm alive. I was just trading a Slitherwing for a Breakloom.
Anything to note about this team that you haven't just heard me talk about?
Mediocre mon. Like, I've used both Terra and non-Terra Roaring Moon. Terra is significantly better.
Well, yeah.
So, I think he missed his chance to use, like, a God tier mon to now use a MIDI mon. So, you know, that's all.
So you don't like Moon, got it. I don't know. I
I
definitely think it's worth noting that it's been buffed since you last used it. It's now got knockoff, which is very helpful for its existence.
I think Moon committed tax fraud.
So fucking random. Alright, well, as you heard the man, it's time that we move on. So, up to 12th, we have what I think has the most cons of any fucking team. Detroit Duwat's Sun Wake team. Now, it has so many fucking weaknesses, but it does have like enough resistances in each category that I actually think it's okay outside of Poison, where it's got 4 weaknesses and only 1 resist and 1 immunity. Also, only 1 normal resist isn't fantastic if if they have the right team that can just run. Well, they already have Ursulina themselves, but honestly, like fucking Guts Facade Swellow could probably run through this team as a late game sweeper. It also isn't great with it's got basically no answer to flying. Its only answer to flying is a fucking Berserker, and let's be real here, Berserker is never being fucking used.
Your mama raised a fucking... Leave me alone.
What are you...
Oh,
Ty, you're supposed to be helping me with a video here, not fucking being a bitch.
That was so out of context.
Yeah, because you're going on about random nonsense.
I just had a random girl fucking message me. You free? No, bitch, I'm not free. Leave me alone.
Fair
but
enough.
anyway, that's all.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Anyway, what were you talking about?
I'm talking about how much I fucking hate Duwat's team.
I think Duwat's just a bad player. He can,
yeah.
go throw his something.
He's not a great player, and he's got a pretty mixed team. His only hazards are from Torkoal, essentially, as Turtwig and Berserker are never fucking coming. His only removal is Torkoal, I believe. So there's a lot of roles for Torkoal to fulfill. It's a rocker, it's the spinner, and it's the sunsetter. He also has basically no momentum with only walking weight.
Can you hear me?
Turn. Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. I switched from my phone to my PC, so
Fair enough.
we're gonna see how this goes.
Once again, he's only got 1 item remover, which is Wake with knockoff. So Wake is going to be kind of strapped for move slots. He's got decent-ish priority: Extreme Speed, Dragonite, Aqua Jet at Wake, Sucker Punch on Bonnet, and Houndoom are alright. I again think Berserker with Fake Out will never fucking see the light of day. As Berserker is just a shit Pokemon. I learned this the hard way, that you don't really want to be using a 3-point Steel type. I learned that the hard way.
Well, clearly you and I have learned 2 very different lessons, because I literally ran through a league with my Fairy and Steel being a Granbull and a fucking baby Ferrothorn.
Ferroseed's actually like good though. Berserker is not.
Yeah, but Ferroseed's like a 3-point Steel. Therefore...
Alright, Ty, shut the fuck up. I will buff Ferroseed so it's not a 3-point Steel. Low key. What were you on about?
I'm just gonna say his team is slow outside the sun. I will also say though, he's got great physical breakers and great special breakers.
Yes, this is true. With
I
Houndoom and
will
Bake.
say though, his hazards lack, and so does his.
Yeah, well, that's something I've already mentioned. Torkoal is his only real setter and remover.
Something I will also point out that he loses to is bundle.
Yeah, the bundler will walk into this team, say hello, and leave.
Yeah, it literally clicks Hydro Pump fucking freeze dry and dips.
Yeah, essentially. But yeah, this team is just lacking in so many fucking areas with removal, hazards, momentum, item removal, priority is okay. But just basically every way it's lacking. It's also super slow outside of its top 3 mons. The gap between Lilligant and Dragonite is way too big. It also came to my attention after I made this thing. This team does have a Trick Room setter. Its name is Armoroge, and it's never going to be setting Trick Room in its life.
Well, sure it can. It can,
Yes, Ty? Go on, go. Let's hear it, Ty.
It can. I don't advise it to, but it can.
Yeah, so this is basically half a Sun team, half a Trick Room team, except he has no Trick Room team.
So I always say, Amon can do whatever you want it to. Whether or not it's ill-advised is
Another question.
something completely different.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dua, I just really don't fucking rate this team, honestly.
It's like, I'm okay. Now, while we're recording this, I do have an issue with this team, and I just remembered it. But, Ashton, my friend, you're a fucking idiot. You took Sylveon when Screamtail was still on the fucking board for the same price point.
But better in basically every way, especially because it was a Sun team. Yeah,
Like,
I remember when the draft was happening and he made that choice, everyone was just like, "What the fuck?" And he was just like, "I'm cooking," and everyone was like, "You're cooking badly. You're cooking McDonald's."
No. So what I think happened was during the draft, he picked Sylveon. Nobody even thought about it until I was like, this motherfucker's drafted Sun and picked Sylveon when Screamtail's on the board.
Yeah.
And then everybody realized what had happened. And he's like, I'm cooking. I'm like, no, you're charring the food.
No, I think it would have been better if you said you're undercooking the food, to be honest.
Charring made more sense because of a Sun team.
I mean, I guess, but charring means there was too much thought process. Undercooked means there was not enough thought process.
Well, it's Ashton. There ain't no thought process, so it doesn't matter either way.
Fair point. I also want to mention that in the draft, he actually had Mega Charizard, and then in post, he changed it to Mega Houndoom, and I think that was stupid, to be frank. Mega Charizard Y is just so much stronger than Houndoom. Like, Houndoom's a fine mon.
And I disagree, actually. Houndoom and Sun. What I don't like about his team is the fact that there's no real pivoter.
Yeah, well, that's something I've got over here
you
in
have
my
mons that have
cons.
pivot, like Sylveon and Wake. Wake gets flip turn, Sylveon gets bat and pass. You know, like, you have your pivot mons.
But that's literally it. There's not enough.
I just realized there's only 2 pivot mons on this team.
There's technically 3, but that's only if we include Berserker.
Oh, Berserker gets U-turn, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't think we count Berserker or Turtwig in anything because neither of them were ever fucking coming.
Oh, I could see him bringing Turtwig. Let's be real.
Okay, yeah,
it's
but
Ashton. I could see him.
Yeah, I mean he's brought it for a meme battle at the start of the season. The Seed Bomb one-shot at Tinglu.
What happened?
Yeah, a Shell Smash Turtwig one-shot the Tinglu. I think it was a crit, but the point remains, it's still one-shotted Tinglu with Seed Bomb from a Turtwig. I think I broke Ty.
No, I've only ever seen Tinglu get nuked because of an Empoleon in Torrent range, and it two-shot it with Scald. It was funny as fuck.
Yeah. I also want to bring attention to the fact that he has 3 fire types and 3 grass types, and then another Terra Fire.
I hope I face.
What?
I just want to say, I hope I face Ashton. I really do. That man was talking so much shit. I hope I face him.
Yeah. Anyway,
If
sorry.
I can be the one that ends his season, oh, fuck, will that ever be great?
Yeah. Sorry, Dua, but I just don't think this is a good team.
I don't think he's a good player.
Well, I think he's a mid player, and I think he's got a bad team, so that's why he's ranked so low. Anyway, any final words from you, Ty? Alright, cool. Moving on. Next up, we have Boston Celestealer. Now, as a blatant positive, it's got Qian Pao. That is always a great start to a team. Qian Pao. Now, I want to get into the fact that there is pretty fucking huge speed gap between Bramblegast and Iron Hands. I just think a 40-point speed gap
built
is...
this team, fun fact.
What'd you say?
I pretty much built this team.
Nice. That explains why I like it for the most part.
Well, no, here's the problem. Enamorus was not supposed to be here.
Oh.
And because of Nick, Enamorus was here. So essentially, I had to work with a Mon that I wasn't even planning on Danielle picking up, or even looking at. Danielle should have Glow King or Slow King here.
Well, it's got a Slow King.
She does have Slow King. She should have Glow King here. And that was her second pick. And then Nick was like, oh, what about Enamorus? And then tried to talk her back into Glow King. But then she still went Enamorus. So all the shit went awry, so I had to fix fucking everything. So, you know.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's the context of this shit. But
fair enough.
I wouldn't say she has a rock. I really wouldn't.
I mean, she has 4 Pokemon weak to it and only 2 resists, which are Iron Hands and Clodsire.
2 of them are damn good resists.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying they're bad resists, but I just think that...
But you also have shit like... Bramblegast that's coming in on a rock type. You have shit like Slowking that can come in on a rock type.
Yeah,
you know,
but then there's also
Qian
Pao,
like
Enamorus, and Cinderace that all won't like a rock type.
Yeah.
I'm not counting the Crocodile. I also don't like that there's no flying resist.
Something I will say though.
Yes.
I did not realize I didn't give her a flying resist.
Yeah, there's no flying resist on this team, bro. No. As much as I don't have any faith in Will, as much as I have no faith in Will...
That's how mad I was. No, that's how mad I was about Enamorus being picked up, is I completely forgot about grabbing a flying resist.
Makes sense to me, honestly. But yeah, the team has a really nice amount of hazards. 3 Spikers, 2 Rockers, and 2 Toxic Spikers is really nice. She's also got 3 spinners in Cyclizar, Fortress, and Bramblegast. I really like the amount of spinners. Also, Cinderace Court Change is okay.
Caleb, I've got a question.
Yes.
For Slitherwing, should I go Terra Electric, Terra Bug, or Terra Fighting?
Terra Bug for first impression to go Bearer.
Yeah, but Terra Electric for those pesky flying types.
This is valid. This is valid. I don't know. Are you going to use it more offensively or defensively? I also really like the momentum. There's 2 U-turners, 2 Volt switches, Teleport, and Chilly Reception. Oh, actually, no, Teleport isn't on Slowking anymore, so just Chilly Reception, but it's still pretty good. Shedtail is banned from Cyclozar, unfortunately. I don't think I really rate the Cyclozar pickup. It's like, it's not bad.
Cyclozar was for more speed. It was there for a remover that wasn't a defogger.
That's
and
fair
it was
enough.
there for knockoff, which she lacked at the point.
Yeah, that's something I was about to bring up. She only has one knockoff Pokemon, and that's Cyclozar. And while I did just say I don't
How many
rate...
transactions would it be?
What?
How many transactions is it to swapping Slitherwing for Breloom is 1.
Yeah, I think that will be a third
And then
transaction total.
And then changing to Duns Terra to a different type, and then Slitherwing. Is that 3?
I think so.
Yeah, you're gonna hate me because you have to download it. PNG.
Lovely. Anyway, yeah.
Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Pause recording. There's also a good amount of priority, especially with Qian Pao's Ice Shot, Iron Hand, Fake Out is always lovely. A Sucker Punch from Qian Pao and Cinderace are also really nice. A couple others, but you know. I'm also a little concerned about her ground weakness. 4 weaknesses and only 1 resist and 1 immunity. What is the resist? Bramble. Yeah, Bramble is not a great ground resist because Bramble's kind of frail. And Amorous is...
It's actually really not.
What do you mean it's really not?
Mate, it has both access to Will-O-Wisp and Strength Sap.
Yes, I'm aware.
So unless your ground type is a special attacker, you're getting fucked by Bramble.
But you do know it's got 55 HP and 70 in defenses, right?
Yeah. And 90 in speed, which outspeeds more shit than it underspeeds.
I mean, yes.
So it's guaranteed pretty much always going to get its move off first.
Sure.
If you're facing something like Hippowdon, you Will-O-Wisp it.
But hang on, I'm
What
talking
are you
about...
doing now?
Are you going to use it as a switch-in? Because using it as a switch-in is what's going to hurt you a lot.
You know what? I'm going to damage cut this real fucking quick.
How much does Hippowdon EQ do to Bramble?
I wasn't even calculating Hippowdon.
What do you mean you weren't even calculating Hippowdon?
I was going to look... what's a higher tier ground? Lando.
Sure.
Versus...
Earth Power from Landorus does 48 to 57.
Earthquake from a Landorus does 26 to 31.
It's better than I thought.
And you telling me this motherfucker's frail?
Yeah. It's still not great.
Not saying it's great.
Especially because Landorus can just U-turn out and not give a fuck.
My point being is it's not as frail as its stats entails.
Maybe so, maybe so. Anyway, I still think the speed gap between Bramble and Iron Hands is too large, but what can you do about that? Not much. I like...
In the regards of, you gotta also remember the fact that nothing goes within those speed tiers anymore.
What do you mean?
From 90 down, hardly matters anymore.
I think it still matters.
You still have your Mons. You still have your Mons that are within that speed tier, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Because we're getting into such a meta where 130 is now normal. Like 130 to 110 is now the normal where you need to cover speed tiers.
Yeah, remember the times where... Remember the times when 100 speed was considered, like, really fast?
Yeah, Gen 7.
Yeah, like...
Literally 6 years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
literally
what?
6 fucking years ago.
Yeah, power creep...
That's fucking insane.
Power creep in Gen 9 was kind of crazy.
That's what I'm saying. I literally just won a league recently with nothing under base 90.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, I didn't have an 80. I didn't have a 70. My 60 was Sylveon. And then I went to Glow King at 30. And, what's Quagsire's brother's name?
Clodsire?
Clodsire. So I had two 30s, a 60, no 70, no 80, a 90, then a buff.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because that speed tier 70 and 80 don't fucking matter anymore. They really don't.
Alright, anything else to say about Steelers team?
I don't know. I faced this shit week 1, so, you know.
Alright, moving on then. We have...
to not say anything.
Hellfire Houndoom. Now, I really like the
I'm not
first...
gonna lie. I'm pretty sure Aiden's been on a fucking tear this season, is he not?
He's played one game.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, which was against a noob.
Am I the only one that's played week 2?
No. Davis also did.
Oh.
But Aiden only played one player, and that was against Piplup, another noob, so yeah.
I just remember the bundle game, that's all.
Fair enough. Yeah, so I really like this team's first 4 picks. I think it's such a powerhouse trio, as well as then screens support. I really like it. But then after that, I think
I think this team actually falls off is the Iron Thorns. I don't think
agree.
Iron Thorns is a good Pokemon at all.
That's what I mean. Like, those first 4 picks I like, and then after that, I think it just falls off dramatically. Iron Thorns, Glowbro, Ogerpon Teal is fun.
Okay. Glowbro is okay. I've used it. I've taken it to the finals. It's an okay mon.
Yeah, it's okay, but...
Ogerpon Teal, it's also an okay mon. Copperaja, fun fact. I actually just learned this from Thomas the other day. Or I think it was yesterday. Copperaja now has access to knockoff.
That's kind of funny.
So, it now has... it's got more utility than it would have in Gen 8, right? So
and even then...
Copperaja's not terrible.
It's still pretty shit.
It's not your ideal steal.
I was gonna say, Copperaja is like a really bad steal, but I mean, knockoff helps, but it's still a pretty bad steal.
Knockoff helps its utility in the regard of, like, if it's an AV set or something, like, it helps it.
Yeah.
Pincurchin with your first 2 picks makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
You
know, as well as I guess...
think Great Tusk is actually a Protomon. I think Great Tusk is a Protomon, so it doesn't help Great Tusks any, but...
I mean, it still does. A little bit, kind of. Not really. Shut up. But it does help with Iron Thorns and Iron Bundle.
It helps Iron Thorns, but again, I think Iron Thorns is a fucking terrible Pokemon.
I agree.
So...
I also think the screen
and then you have
support...
Tauros. Tauros is actually a really good low-tier mon.
I agree. Tauros is a good low tier, but... I think Grimmsnarl will pair really well with Megazard X and Great Tusk. Not as much as Bundler, but I think screen support will be essential on Charizard going forward.
But I would just want to point this out. He has Megazard X with, like, 1 remover.
Yeah, so that's definitely something. He's
basically forcing Great Tusks to be that Rapid Spinner each week.
Yeah, that's definitely
another
something.
thing I will say. What is with these B-League players and having 2 base 110 speed tiers?
Yeah, I was noticing this as well. He's not the only one.
Like, I think I do as well, but that's just because I needed speed. And the base 110 speed tier was the most diverse.
That's true. I also think it's worth noting his pretty big ground and fighting weakness, both having 1 resist and 4 weaknesses. Ground even having a 4 times weakness is...
Holy fuck, hold up. I can just low-key kind of spam CC against this.
Yeah, you literally can. It's only resist is Glowbro, which you can just
Even with Glowbro being there, even with Glowbro being there, it's not... Nothing detours a CC.
Yeah, what, is there a ground and fighting type Pokemon? There must be.
A ground fighting? No, I don't think there is.
That's so wild. We need a ground fighting. Honestly, make Conkeldurr ground fighting.
Watch us both be stupid.
I was gonna say, I feel like there must be. Great Tusk, he has it! I'm looking right at it. It's Great Tusk. There's our ground fighting type.
No, I thought you meant a different one.
No, I literally was just asking, what's a ground fighting? I was literally looking right at Greg Tusk. That's the second time this fucking video I've done that.
No, I thought you meant another one. Like, yeah, Great Tusk, but I thought you meant another one. I was like, no, I don't think so.
No, that was just me being dumb.
And no, I just looked. There isn't one. Great Tusk is the only ground fighting.
Well, it's good that he has that, because that Pokemon is basically his ultimate weakness.
That Lycandusk also kind of fucks him up.
Lycandusk? Yes, I agree. Basically, anything with fighting
Like
and
the
ground coverage will
ground
fuck him.
fighting coverage nails half of these teams.
Yeah, that is a big issue for Houndoom here. I think he should really... I mean, he does have Ghost Tauros, but you also don't want your Terra type...
Makes his ghost weakness even bigger.
Yeah, and he's also like a mildly weak to Ghost and... Yeah, Ghost. I was gonna say Dark, but honestly, Dark's not that bad. But yeah, I don't like his lack of removal and his pretty mediocre momentum, to be fair. It's got like Flip Turn Iron Bundle and like U-Turn Ogerpon, and I think that's it. There's also like no priority on this team outside of Grimmsnarl's Prankster ability, which I don't like. Yeah. He does have some like decent synergy, and Bundler is a fantastic Pokemon, but I don't really rate this team after its 4th pick, to be honest. I think Tide died
No,
again.
I'm the same way. I do think once again, I don't mind the Ogerpon, I don't mind the Glowbro, I don't mind the Pincurchin. Those make sense on the team.
Yeah.
What I don't like and I mean Tauros is just a good mon for 5 points. I don't like the Iron Thorns.
I also don't like the Copper. I've seen Copper used before.
Copper is fine. I think it's got a lot on its back on team with no steel, but I think alright.
Yeah, fair enough. I think the speed
Also,
tiers
I'm
are
updating-
fairly fine.
But you need
What's that? Ty?
I said I'm updating the dock, but you need to change my Terra types.
Oh, okay. I'll do that later. Anyway, any final notes for this team? I will take that. Oh, fuck, what did I do?
No, I don't even actually think I faced them before.
Okay. Anyway, moving on to our 9th place finish. Now, this is actually another one of our new players, but they have a previous VGC experience, so I'm taking that as a lot. Now, he has...
yeah, this one also got whacked. Fuck you.
Yeah. So, we'll start with the cons. It is missing a Pokemon above 115 speed, with its fastest, once again, being dual 110 speeds for Iron Moth and Ogerpon Rock. But I must say, he has so many exploitable weaknesses where he only has 1 resist, basically, and also 1 weakness for a lot of types. With Dark, Dragon, Electric, it does have an immunity, but still only 1 resist plus Gliscor. Then also a Flying Ghost, Ground, with only 1 immunity and no resists. And then, again, Rock and Water. This team has a lot of flaws in terms of its defensive profile, but it also has a lot of like super bulky mons in Goldango, Gliscor, Volcanion. So it should balance itself out somewhat, especially between those 3 Pokemon. They don't actually share any weaknesses. So as a defensive backbone, those 3 will get the job done really well, I think. Yeah, basically his entire team has knockoff, which is really helpful because he doesn't want everyone wearing boots, because he is a hazard stack team with basically the best hazard
He's
removal
a hazard
stoppers.
stack team that can't hazard stack well.
What do you mean?
Because his dumbass literally didn't even click hazard
Yeah.
stacking at all.
Yeah, look, don't spoil the first game, Ty. We haven't got there yet. We're just, you know.
I'm spoiling the first game because replays are fucked right now.
Yeah, true. But
Yeah, but
Yeah.
change my terror. So
What?
change my terror type. So
Nice.
anyway.
Yes. So having
Something I like about this team, though, something I also find very questionable is the a double rock.
yeah, I definitely don't really rate that. He's actually doubling up on quite a few types: dark, fire, rock, water. Even got 3 ghosts.
There's also no Shadow Ball resist.
No, there's
Oh,
one.
there is.
There's one.
Mitsui and Samurott, but that's
The,
about it.
yeah, there's one. That's what I mean. Like this team just has a lot of only what like Ty, if you look at this chart up here, or my list down here, he just has a lot of types where there's only one resist or one immunity, and that is it. So realistically, if you got like Ogerpon water or something, you could just run through this team after an SD with the only problem being Volcanion. But once Volcanian's done, this team gets run through by Ogerpon water, or as you know, Torn T runs through this team after Cleavor. Well, it could probably fucking destroy Cleavor. After Ogerpon Cornerstone is dead, Torn T just runs through this team. Or, like, do you know what I mean, Ty? There's just a lot of weaknesses all around.
I know. I know. I don't know
Um,
if I face this team or not, but I know.
but I will say, I really like the amount of hazards it has. It's a hazard stacking team. That's what it does. He does have no removal outside of defog, which for a hazard stacking team isn't fantastic, but honestly, I don't think he gives a shit. But then he also, to pair well with that, so really good synergy, he has so much item removal. Basically, his entire team has knockoff.
In fact, I do play this team.
Congrats, Ty. His whole team has
Yeah,
knockoff, which will allow him to get rid of boots to allow his hazards to be more effective. So that's really well planned out. He also has a pretty good amount of priority. 2 Sucker Punch users, Fake Out, Aqua Jet, Shadow Sneak, Vacuum Wave. It's got a decent amount there. Even his momentum's pretty nice with 4 U-turners plus flip turn. Yeah, I really like the synergy between the hazards and stuff. Why did I say it's fantastic hazard removal when he only has 3 defoggers? That's me being dumb again. There we go. Yeah. So that's that. Ty, any final words?
Yeah, I'll see this motherfucker week 6.
Congrats. Anyway, yeah, I think he's going to make 9th place. It might be a little bit high. I might be overestimating him, but just based on his draft, it's clear he knows the power of hazard stacking and being a dick. And yeah, moving on.
And he's bad at it.
So here is another new player, Sapphic Saraptor, but he drafted so fucking well, just like Glycol. They're kind of a package deal. He has previous experience in VGC. And honestly, I'm surprised he doesn't have a lot more experience, like prior experience in drafts, because this team is fucking nutty. Palafin, Annihilate, Sneasler, Rillaboom, Rachi, Terra, Cresselia, even just Wheezing. The only Pokemon I don't like is like Delphox, but that's like not that bad, and Talonflame is a decent speedy mon. It's like this whole team is just so fast and powerful. Like, its slowest mon is Wheezing Galar, and then Rillaboom at 85. It's like, it's not bad. Now, there is a pretty major weakness in that he has 4 ghost weaknesses and 0 resists. That is a problem. He also has no real electric resist outside of fucking Rillaboom, which is a good resist, but when there's only the one, it can be an issue. Same with flying. He only has the 1 resist in Jirachi. Yeah. But just the sheer power of this team. Palafin alone is fantastic. Even, yeah. It is missing a little bit in terms of hazards and removal. And by a little bit, I mean, you know, it could have definitely been betterly planned, but it also didn't really need to be, because to be frank, this team is pretty nutty. But basically, it's got Stealth Rock, Rachi, and Annihilate, as well as Toxic Spike, Sneasler, and then its only removal is Defog, Talonflame. It is also lacking in item removal, pretty much being just knockoff Rillaboom. And I would have just said it was okay priority, but then Palafin just has to have a signature move that's base 60 Water Stab. And yeah, Jet Punch is stupid. As well as 2 Fake Out users is nice as hell.
I think Fake Out's actually low key one of the underutilized priority moves.
I mean, in VGC, it's used all the time on Rillaboom.
Giving you that turn to get a little bit of chip. Like, yeah, in singles, I kind of understand it, but, like, even then, it gives you a turn to... it gives you that turn that prevents a setup so that you can just fucking...
Can also be really helpful with Toxic Spam.
No, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's really nice. Especially having 2 Fake Out mons like they synergize well together, especially like Grassy Seed Sneasler plus Rillaboom is really nice. As well as a fantastic amount of momentum with what's this 5 U-turners and flip turn.
I haven't. Oh no, she has played a game. I remember this game. Yeah, that was the Will game that I did those calcs for that proved out that crit mattered, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Her is it a her? Is it a he?
It's a guy. We just call it Gamer Girl for memes. I don't know their name, but they're a guy.
But yeah, I mean, their team is good. I do fear their special side.
Their special side is definitely lacking.
Lean way too physically.
I agree. Their special side is definitely lacking, but you can just go with like special Rachi and it'll get the job done for most games, I think. Ty, we've been recording for 1 hour and 7 minutes, and we're only 8th tier.
To be fair, we've also fucked around a lot.
Yeah, but I've also paused the recording a lot.
Exactly.
That's
what I'm saying. Like,
but yeah, I think this team is really good. I'm looking forward to seeing if Staraptor can...
Rose Palafin.
Yeah, Palafin is good enough that it's its own positive.
That.
What's that?
I just noticed that.
I did it for a few teams, to be honest. Like, back on Steelers' team, it's got Xian Pao. That's a pro by itself. Yeah,
I noticed that, but it wasn't as funny as the Palafin one.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if Staraptor is able to play as well as they can draft. Yeah, we'll see. If they can, then they honestly might do better than 8th place. But, yeah. Any final words, Ty?
And I mean, yeah, they need to pick up a special attacker. Their top 4 are literally Will-O-Wisp bait.
Yeah, they also could probably go for a ghost type.
I will say though, it's not uncommon for Annihilate and or Palafin to run Rest. So, you know, they do have ways around a Will-O-Wisp.
That's true, yeah.
I mean, Palafin less so to run Rest. I know me and Mez have ran it a couple times.
Yeah, Annihilate is like fairly common with like Rest and
Ape's fairly common. Rest, Hawk, Bulk Up, fucking Rage Fist is pretty much what it runs. Or like
yeah.
Scott.
Also, fun fact, Ty, my uncle has been sitting in the car outside my house for like half an hour now.
Why?
I have no idea, and I don't care. Moving on, we have Chicago Saraledge. Now, he was a new player last season.
This one. No. I have a problem with this team.
Alright, let's hear it, Ty.
My first problem is there's a Dedenne here.
And the fact
that shit going.
Look in my cons, Ty. Look in my cons, Ty.
I'm so glad you have that as a con. That's my first That's my first issue with this team. My
Yeah.
second issue with this team is, bitch, you have my King, and that's a problem.
Yeah, man only has 2 eligible Terra Pokemon, and so he ended up having to get a fucking Terra Dedenne. And I find that hilarious.
My next issue with this team is you stole Josh's Thunderous Tea that I told him to grab. You're a bitch.
So all I'm hearing is that you're mad that he sniped Pokemon in a draft.
I'm mad that he snagged my King, and I'm mad that he snagged Josh's Thunderous Tea, and I'm mad that there's a Dedenne here.
I'm mad that the fucking Dedenne is its Terra Pokemon.
Dedenne. I fucking hate Dedenne.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
a burning passion for no reason. It's just fucking stupid, man.
Yeah, that honestly, I don't even fucking blame you. Now I will say this team has really good speed. I really like its speed tiers. Also something funny I'm gonna note now is bro really went from Dondozo to Garganackle, then back to fucking Dondozo, and I find that hilarious.
I don't like the Donzo. Unpopular opinion, I think that it's one of those things where it's a momentum suck, and
I agree.
like I've tried using it and I don't like it. I know I'm one of the odd players that are very, U-turn, volt switch, momentum oriented play styles.
It's basically the difference between
But
Rotom
even
Wash.
then-
Rotom Wash is definitely a defensive Pokemon, but it's not very draining on momentum. Where Dondozo is just simply a wall.
It has volt switch.
Yeah.
My biggest issue with this is, why is the Donzo here? It doesn't need to be.
Yeah. Well, it was even worse back when, and before he traded Masquerada for Greninja. Sorry, Greninja for Masquerada. He had 3 water types as well.
Like, I think that Donzo needs to go. I just think Donzo's a mediocre mon. It's a momentum suck, and his team relies on getting Valiant and whatnot in.
Yeah, especially
my advice to Jared: go pick up Sea Titan.
to Titan. Yeah, that's not bad.
Go take advantage of King's Hail.
That's actually
right
really
now,
nice. Yeah.
He's lacking that physical breaker outside Valiant.
And Masquerada.
Go get Sea Titan. And that way, I think Sea Titan's 11 points?
Something like that, yeah.
I'll go look.
Fucking go look, go
But
look.
I think Sea Titan's 11 points. Which then gives him those 2 extra points to upgrade
Yes,
that
it is 11.
It is 11?
Yup. But also, what would you suggest he upgrades his 3-pointer to? Fucking, I don't know, Thwacky?
Fucking anything is better than a Dedenne!
Bro thinks he needs an electric type when he already has 2 others.
Yeah, okay, so you asked me what I would take in 3-pointers?
Yeah, what would you suggest?
Go get Morgrem. Go get Morgrem. You need a fairy.
Yeah?
Go get Morgrem.
I mean, he already has 3 fairies. He has fucking Iron Valiant, Mimikyu.
No, he doesn't. Oh, he has Valiant and Mimikyu. He has 2 offensive ones.
What's his other fairy?
And then he has Dedenne.
Right, I forgot that Dene was a fairy.
Forgot that Dedenne was there. You know what? He wants to go into the 3-point tier. Go get Gligar. Go get Gogoat. Go get Groddle. Go
Girder?
get Quilladin. It gives you more spikes.
Honestly, Masquerade's also not bad.
Webs? Go get Masquerade.
Yeah, I was gonna say Masquerade's not bad. It's got sticky webs, spikes, and intimidate.
Oh, you're lacking a fire. You're lacking a normal. Go get Pyroar. Terra Pyroar is great.
This is true.
Give it
actually.
Terra Grass. There you go.
Yeah, I agree with Ty overall. You should definitely make that trade. But hey, it's your team. You do what you want. I will say I really like the amount of momentum you got on this
I'm gonna go
team.
message this motherfucker.
You got 4 Volt Switches, 3 U-turners, and a Chili Reception Mon. You just have a really good amount of momentum to allow your heavy hitters like Valiant and Shreds to get in.
Alright, I'm just gonna DM him.
What?
Don't DM him, yo.
Okay.
I'm DMing him.
But on the flip side to that very poor
Hey,
momentum,
so
you definitely
Titan.
have bad hazards and removal. With your only removal being rapid spin on treads and your hazards being toxic spikes, glow king, stealth rock, treads, and spikes masquerada. And you definitely don't want spikes or toxic spikes on your masquerada and glow king respectively, because they both kind of suffer from full move syndrome.
Actually, you don't mind running Toxic Spikes Glow King. During Victory Road, that role never really fell onto Glow King because I had not Clodsire, but Quagsire. But I did find a lot of weeks where I was looking at Glow King. Oh, I don't need that fourth move. Throw Toxic or Toxic Spikes on it. It didn't mind having it.
I just think Glow King suffers a lot from full move syndrome, especially because it's a Pokemon that can do anything. You just need to know what you want it to do.
It don't. A well-played Glow King needs 2 moves.
Ty, when will you learn? This is B Division. Nothing here is well played.
Glow King needs 2 moves. Future Sight, Chilly Reception. Whatever your other 2 are whatever you need to hit. If it's a Fairy type, Sludge Bomb. If it's a fucking Steel type, Flamethrower. If it's nothing, run Slack off.
This is
Point
fair.
being, Glow King does not have 4 move syndrome.
Okay. It is also worth noting that
players can have 4 move syndrome.
it is also worth noting that last season, Jared, this is only his 2nd season, did really well. He made it to 5th. Now, I don't think he's going to do as well this season, mostly because we have 2 A-Div players down here. But I will say, I think he's still going to do really well. He's definitely going to make playoffs, in my opinion. And, yeah.
Well, considering we still have 2 players that legally make the playoffs.
Ty, any other final words?
I don't think you explained it either, did you?
What's that?
Well, I hope he reads my DM. He's playing COD at the moment, but I hope he reads my DM.
I hope he watches the video. Or at least
I literally... You want to know what I said to him?
Go on.
I was like, yo, trade Donzo for Sea Titan and Dedenne for Terragrass Pyroar. Watch the video of me and Caleb for reasons why.
Sounds good, sounds good. Alright, moving on from Ceruledge, we have our good friend Galarian Starmies. Now... I say, I fucking love this team. Colt, Lando, Mega Sizzle, Manaphy, and Infernape plus Alolan and Muk is just such a good fucking core, honestly.
I just want to say, I don't like you, Will. You make me mad. No, jokes aside, Will's agree.
I was gonna say, I really like this team. I think it's fantastically drafted.
I just like Will as a person. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, I agree. He's really neat.
I will say though, Manaphy lasting till round 4, y'all are fucking idiots.
Yeah, that was surprising to me as well.
How y'all let that happen? Take Heart Manaphy is nothing to joke about.
Yeah,
that motherfucker will take lives.
This is true. This is true.
He doesn't have a rock resist, but he doesn't really need one.
Well, yeah, it's just the fact that someone like your
Scizor is fat enough. Scissor's fat enough that it's going to take whatever rock move you throw at it.
That's fair.
So, I mean, hell, you even have Electros and Muk to take rock moves if you need to.
Yeah, that's just true.
And a lot of rock types are slow as fuck, so...
But someone like Hisui and Arcanine...
90%.
Someone like Hisui and Arcanine would, like, Choice Scarf would love this team.
Yeah. Sir Davis, if you play him, you know how to beat him.
Basically.
I will say, though, as well, like, I mean, if it's a rock type that gets something like Fire Punch or, well, how fucking Garganackle, prime example of this. Salt Cure, fucking Fire Punch.
Yeah, that's
all it needs for that.
Wait, Garganackle gets Fire Punch?
Yeah, I found that out when facing a Scizor.
I did not know that. Fair enough. It does have also got a mild ground weakness, I think. But it does have 2 flying types.
I know.
It does have Landorus and Arboliva to help offset that,
What?
so I think it's fine. And Electros.
Well, here's the thing. You have Arboliva?
Arboliva.
Arboliva?
Arboliva.
Whatever. The fucking grass tree, that's shit. You have that to set grassy terrain. You have Electros with Levitate. You've got
Landorus.
Landorus, who's a flying type, all as ground resists and or immunities.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think it's a too
you
bad.
You then have
thing.
Scizor, who's taking like 15.
Yeah.
So.
Like I said, I don't think it's too bad of a ground weakness. It's just something I think is worth noting. But something that actually is a problem.
I think
there is no removal on this team at all.
Oh
wait, no, sorry. Scizor has removal. Actually, I forgot. It got it back. Scizor has removal.
There you go.
It has defog.
Scizor never lost it.
No, it did.
Scizor never lost it.
I'm pretty sure it did.
No, it didn't.
I'm pretty sure
No, it didn't.
I'm pretty sure at the start of Gen 9 it didn't have it. It was only when the
Halo.
Home came back that it got it back.
Halo.
Yes.
Cleaver never lost defog.
Yeah, but Cleaver wasn't in the start of Gen 9.
Oh, you're right.
That's what I mean. At the start of Gen 9, it lost it. It only returned back when
I still don't think it lost it.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it did. Anyway, its only removal is Scizor.
I can't remember, but I know Scizor was still widely held up as one of the better steel types.
That's just because Scizor's a good Pokemon and it's a good type.
No, it's not. Scizor is a bad Pokemon.
Anyway, yeah, so only one removal. I also think the hazards are pretty lacking. It's only got Sudowoodo for spikes and rocks, and then also Infernape and Landorus for rocks.
They gave Sudowoodo spikes?
Yup. So I think it's definitely lacking in hazards, and I think it's lacking in removal. Something it's not lacking in is its amount of fucking knockoff users. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got 6 Pokemon with knockoff. And that, sir, is pretty wild. It's also got 6 U-turners, a Volt Switch user, and a Flip Turn user. So it's got a good momentum, as well as pretty good priority, Bullet Punch, Fake Out, Muck Punch, Shadow Sneak, 2 Sucker Punch users, Vacuum Wave. I think it's a really nice team. I think it's got a lot of positives. I think it's a little lacking in the hazard and removals parts. But honestly, with a team this good, I don't think you need those.
Scizor is fine remover. It's one of the best ones on the fucking board. I will say though, his hazards are lacking.
Yeah, his only real rockers are Infernape and Landorus, which are good Pokemon, but you know. And then obviously Sudowoodo has rocks and spikes, but is Sudowoodo ever gonna fucking come? That's a really nice question. Who knows?
Maybe. I do think Dragapult's gonna struggle in the regards of there's rarely gonna be chip there for it, so it's going to sit there and struggle to kill things.
Yeah, Paul definitely likes hazards a lot.
The only thing I can see Polt doing well with this team is the fact that there's other special mons that are stronger than it. And if you ask Mez, he'll tell you the best thing about this team is Scream's Dragapult. So
this is why we don't do these videos with Mez.
Or he'll tell you some stupid shit like sub-infestation bullshit, but you know.
Again, this is why we don't do these videos with Mez.
I hope Mez watches this.
Just send him this clip.
Yeah, I'm just gonna send him this stuff and be like, here you go.
But
no, I like this team because it's very heavily momentum based.
Yeah.
But I don't like this team because there's no real hazards.
I agree. I think there's a lot of power here, and I think it's gonna work really well for him. Honestly, I probably could have seen myself putting him higher than 6th, but because he's super rusty, I just put him this low. And yeah, that's me done. Any words from you, Ty? Final words?
Fuck you, Will.
Fair enough. Moving on. So, we have our previous first place person, and I put him probably too low down at 5th. I got your nose pass, or nosy. Yeah, his team is a thing. For some reason, he got Ogerpon Fire round 1 with Corviknight round 2. I think this was fucking retarded, but, I mean, hey, he can do what he wants.
What happened? Corviknight round 2's fine. It's one of the better defaulters on the board.
But like it was literally the 17th pick made overall. He was the ending draft.
He was, and that's why I think it's more okay. Is because he would have had to wait on an entire another wheel.
Yeah, it was never coming back to him. Which is fair enough, but meh.
Well, I mean, you've seen me do it multiple times.
I suppose.
Like, you've seen me grab Glow King round 1 because I knew it wasn't coming.
Yeah, that's true. But I still think Ogerpon hard playing.
It looked great when we were in Victory Road. He was mad because I took Glow King round 1.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I sniped his ass of it.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Sorry, Greg. Oh, fuck you. That's my Glow King.
I will say I think it's once again a Rock Week team. There's a lot of teams that are often Rock Week, and I think this is really well balanced for the fact that there's not very many good Rock types. There's just simply not.
It's a lot like Ice. Ice and Rock are two of those typings that it doesn't really matter if you're Rock Week or Ice Week, because not a lot of Mons can take advantage of that weakness.
I agree about that with Rock, but with Ice, there's a lot of Pokemon that'll get Ice Beam coverage, and that
Ice now, you know, can take advantage of that.
Rock did get I mean, Ice did get a pretty good buff.
Because, like, you get Steel Titan, and you've got a couple other Ice types that can take advantage of it. Arctozolt.
Weavile.
But in reality... What?
Weavile, Chien-Pao.
That's just it, though. Like, we're naming these Mons.
Yeah.
But if you look at the Ice typing as a whole, we're naming the best ones right now.
Yeah, that's true. Ice is a pretty
After
bad
those,
typing.
there's a massive fucking drop-off.
I agree, yeah.
So, yes, you're kind of right that Ice can be more abused than Rock can be. But at the same time, no, not really. So it's a very... Like, if he faces a Hail team, he's fucked.
Yeah.
He's like I was week 2. He faced a Hail team that he would have no counters for.
Yeah, but Calibus walks into this team and says hello outside of Corviknight, basically.
And I mean, it bodies Corviknight.
It does?
Dragon
How?
Dance loaded dice bodies Corviknight.
Fair enough.
Minimum, I think takes like 4 times that.
Fair enough.
Let me fact check that, but I'm pretty sure it takes like 45%.
Alright, well, while you do that, I'm gonna talk about the speed tiers. Now, I think this team has got some really good speed overall. 111, 110, 105, 99, 97, 90, 81, and so on and so forth. But honestly, I think it's definitely missing its 115 or above.
I would just like to say,
yes.
I'm just going to type this. An Adamant Excalibur does 34 to 42.1 to max Impish Corviknight without the +1. With the +1, Excalibur does 51.1 to 61.1.
Jesus.
His Corviknight is not safe. I think Lou probably takes that better.
Honestly, yeah, probably. But also, yeah.
No, it doesn't. No, wait, it might.
It's super effective. No Shudder takes it better.
Oh. Fucking That's actually scary how it is. Melodic defense. It too goes my logic too.
Fair enough. Yeah, so basically this team gets run over by Excalibur, but that goes for a lot of teams.
Well, he does have a redeeming thing.
Which
it's
is
the fact that Avalugg in the Hail also gets a defense boost.
This is true, yes, but it's still an Avalugg.
It's an Avalugg Death Wall. It's still taking 30% from it.
Sounds about right. Anyway, I don't like the fact that this team's only basically its only item removal is Ogerpon on with knockoff. Its other one is Vigoroth, but I don't really see Vigoroth coming at all, and I don't like that, to be honest. He does have some decent removal-ish. It's got default Corviknight and Avalugg with Rapid Spin. The thing is, though, with his Corviknight, he's likely never going to want to do it because he has Sticky Web and Vikavolt, which is like the main reason I've said he's got decent hazards. Just because, well, Vikavolt bringing the opponent's speed down is basically what he needs to do to win most games, in my opinion. Especially missing that 115 or above speed point, especially with another, with his sweeper like Haxorus, it'll allow him to actually band things rather than just having to go for the DD sweep. Yeah, I think the hazards are okay overall though. It's got 2 Spikers, 2 Stealth Rockers, plus webs. I think that works fairly well. It's a very bulky team with Corviknight, Tinglu, and Milotic, as well as its good Breaker and Sweeper and Haxorus and Ogerpon Hearthflame. Pheasantipity, I honestly think he got way too early. Round 4 just seems kind of dumb, but hey, he can do what he wants. Yeah. I like the momentum as well. He's got 3 U-turners plus Volt Switch plus Flip Turn. I think it'll get the job done in most games. My voice is starting to give out. Ty, talk.
I mean, his team's good. I built some of it. Main part, his lower tiers were his choice. He kind of looked at me and he's like, I want this mon. And I was like, if Ogerpon Flame makes it to you, this division's stupid. And lo and behold, it made it to him. I don't know how, but it did. I looked at him and I was like, go Corviknight. Like, pick it up. I think he messaged me. He was like, I want Corviknight. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then, I mean, you've seen it. I was trying to press everybody to draft Tinglu, and I guess he did it.
Yeah, fair.
And then he messaged me. He's like, do you know much about Fez? It looks good for my team. And I was like, yeah, I'm literally using Fez in a league right now. So I was like, Fez is a good mon if used correctly and doesn't get parried 600 fucking times. But he made an alright team. The only thing I question is why the fuck he has Fez and Screamtail. But it's not. A double fairy's never bad to double up on.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Basically, most of the types that are immune to something, except for like flying, aren't bad to double up on. Like fairy isn't bad to double up on, dark isn't bad to double up on, ghost isn't too bad usually. Yeah.
Ghost I actually disagree on. I think Ghost is actually one of the mediocre types double up, simply because of how hard trying to find a good Ghost resist actually is.
That's fair, yeah. You basically only have Dark, which is one of the ones that I said is okay to double up on. Anyway, Ty, are you...
I'm just gonna say to Nick.
Are you done with this team, Ty?
Yeah, I face this this upcoming week, I guess it would be.
Yep.
So I don't really have much to say on it. I don't want to give my plans on this team.
Alright, well, here we come to what is arguably the best team in the draft. We have our stupidly bulky plus Hail Excalibur team. And I hate this thing's existence, to be honest with you. It has really good, it's Spadef Chansey and really high
What, Excalibur? Yeah, me too.
Yes. It has the stupidly high Spadef Chansey, it has the stupidly high Fizdef Avalog, with its Terra to remove its main weaknesses. It's got Snowveil Excalibur, which is just fucking stupid. It's also got quite a bit of Rock Setters, which is nice. It's got fairly nice priority. It's just kind of pretty good all around, not gonna lie. Trying to find where I have this team's notes. There it is, it's League 5. One moment. Yes, so I do think it is lacking removal, however. It's basically got Avalog with Rapid Spin and Mandibuzz. I did not want to be opening that right now. It's got Spin, Lug, and Defog Mandibuzz, which is, you know, it's fine. It will get the job done, I guess. I definitely also think it's missing enough knockoff users. It's basically just Mandibuzz and Bishop. And, you know, they're both kind of mid. I mean, Mandibuzz isn't bad. I mean, Bishop's kind of mid, though.
You just talked about the removal. I don't actually think it's too bad.
Yeah, it's not like it's not horrible, but it definitely isn't great.
In respective regards.
What's that?
Mandibuzz and Avalug are both good removers in their respective regards.
Yeah, this is true.
What I don't like about this team is how fighting weak it is, but at the same time, that's even something I couldn't take advantage of.
Yeah.
Because fucking low kicks is a dumbass mon.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think he actually got the steal of the fucking raft in that low kicks.
Honestly, yeah, low kicks is something we are definitely should look into buffing.
Like a 10-point low kicks when that mon with Terra's typically around fucking 13, and he gets it for 10. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, Shell Smash Torterra is really nice.
He gave the fucking choice in, and he played it well.
Yeah. I will say, I think there's too much of a speed gap between Alolan Ninetales and Excalibur, but honestly, that's not even the worst thing in the world, to be honest.
If it's something my team couldn't take advantage of, I think it's fine.
Yeah. Again, as he said, there is a pretty damn big fighting weakness. The Terra does help a little bit, but it's still a pretty noticeable weakness.
Skeledirge. He's got Skeledirge, in which he can be like, get fucked.
Yeah, Skeledirge is his only real out to fighting types, though. Which, I mean, it is a good out, but there could be more outs, is a better point.
I think ground's hard to try and cover for, because, like, for resists, you've got Torterra. You know, you've got Mandibuzz for an immunity. You got low kicks, which resist.
Yeah, fair.
But again, if you're bringing a ground type into a hail matchup, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, especially with Excalibur and Alolan Ninetales and Greninja. Bringing a ground type, it's a very well nice. It's
a ground type into it.
It's a well-made team. I definitely like it. I definitely think it's one of the best teams in the draft. And especially considering Debug here was the winner of B Division.
I did Debug quite a bit.
What'd you say?
He came to me with plans, and I was like,
But yeah, being the winner of B Division last season, he tried his hand in A, and as we all know and laugh about, he failed completely outside the game where he hacks me to death. And so I'm still salty about that, but whatever. Yeah, so I expect him to do very well. Definitely expecting a top 4 placement. I'll be very disappointed otherwise. I'm gonna...
me?
Hang on.
About this team, all I've got to say is fuck you, Debug. That's all.
Valid. Alright, moving on. We have our best player outside of our ADIV scrubs. Josh, who is probably also an ADIV player if he actually could win a grand final without being Stupid.
And listen, Josh is 0-3 in the finals.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro's gone to the grand final every fucking time and never fucking won. It's pretty unfortunate. Yeah, so I've got him as always really up to close to the top. And if it wasn't for us having literal A division players in B division, I would not have put him here at third. He would be at first, and that's just how the world works. I really like his speed tiers. I really like his offensive pressure with Gallade, Mega Gallade, and Ursaluna Blood Moon just to really fuck shit up on each side of the spectrum, you know? Tay? And he's dead again. It's fine. We don't need him anyway. He's a bitch. Got a very, very water weak team in my opinion. With its only real answer to it being fucking Gastrodon. And while Gastrodon and Serena are both fine Pokemon by themselves, I think when it comes to a team with full water weaknesses, that it's definitely something that needs more, especially because Ogerpod Water pretty much just walks through this team, to be honest. It just needs like one coverage move to do with Serena, and that's it, you know. The team, it has like fairly mediocre momentum with 3 U-turners and 1 teleporter, and that's basically it. It does have 4 memento Pokemon, but we don't really like those. It's got really good removal though. It's got 2 spinners and 3 defoggers, as well as a pretty good amount of hazards. 2 spikers, 2 rockers, and a toxic spiker. It has fairly decent item removal with 4 knockoff Pokemon. But what it does have is really fucking nice priority. It's got 3 vacuum waivers, 1 sucker punch, 2 shadow sneaks, ice shard, fake out, bullet punch. It's got the whole fucking works, to be honest. Outside of its water weakness though, it does have a pretty decent flying weakness and a less bad but still kind of bad ghost weakness. If it wasn't for Ursaluna, it'd be really bad, but that's just kind of how shit goes. Where the fuck did Ty go? That dumb Wankstain.
I'm here.
Oh, you're alive again? Cool. I basically gave my rundown. Anything else you need to add?
I just want to say Josh has to win this finals. Otherwise, I'm giving him a role after this season if he goes back to the finals and don't win shit. I'm giving him a role that says the finals curse.
pretty valid, not gonna lie. Yeah, that's basically it. His Terra types are alright as well, I guess. And that is it for our actual B Division players. Now, we have our boy here, Ty. Yeah, this was his restriction for being an A-Div player in B Division is he can't draft anything above 12 points, which has Breloom and Lycanroc as his only actual 12 pointers, and then everything else is even lower, which is pretty wild. I think he's going to do really well. I expect him to come second. Rabombi's webs are brilliant. It's got so many good hazards, good removal. Oh, it's got like 3 spinners or something. As well as pretty good priority with Accelerock, Lycanroc, and Breloom that he just swapped out like 20 minutes ago. But like, you know, it's still fine. Now, I do think it's got a mild water weakness, being basically just Vaporeon and Toedscruel, which many water types cover ice weaknesses, like, ice resistant. Yeah, making his only real good water resist Vaporeon, which it is a very good one, don't get me wrong, but it can be exploitable, and that is the issue. Ty, what else do you want to say about your own team?
So I did end up switching out Breloom, because Breloom, I thought it could be good. It can't be. Maybe it can be. It's just not in my hands. I've already looked into like my week 1 and week 3 and 4 matchup, and it's going to come 1 out of 4 of those weeks.
Yeah.
So I switched it out for Slitherwing.
Pretty fair. Uh,
Uh, why Slitherwing was in 12, by the way, is a crime against humanity, but I'm going to take it and I'm going to run with it.
I think it's like just like it's. I think it should be allowed Terra.
High 12s, low 13s, but it's like Darmanitan. It should absolutely be in 13.
I think it should be allowed Terra.
I agree. I'm not going to complain because now I have a Terra Electric one. So.
Oh well. Yeah, I really like Ty's team. There's not too many like major. There's no really major weakness outside of the water, which, as I said before, is kind of just a minor weakness. Especially.
I mean, I arguably one of the better offensive waters already. Week 2. So.
Yeah.
I got around that. What other waters? Like
Water,
would I say here?
Water Ogrepon.
Maybe.
But honestly,
I doubt it. But
now that you have Slitherwing, that first impression's really gonna fuck it.
I was gonna say with Slitherwing, you know, I just kind of first impression, you turn the fuck out, like.
Yeah. But the point still remains. It is kind of water weak, but that's honestly not a huge issue. Honestly, water has always been a more defensive type than offensive.
Use the water.
I do think a bundle could run through this team though.
A bundle does run me, and I was aware of that.
Do you
and
face
still
him?
am. What's up?
Do you face the bundle team?
I don't know if I faced Aiden actually.
We will find out at some point in this series.
I'm gonna go find out right now because now I'm actually kind of curious.
Oh well.
What are your opinions?
I think it's about as good as it can be for the point restrictions you had. I think the Dunsparce gets the job done. Slitherwing is really nice. Lycanroc Dusk has always been a pretty underrated mon in my opinion. It's got a lot of good.
Agree.
It's got a lot of good features like Rabombi's webs to help your overall slow-ish team. But honestly, your team's not even that slow despite your speed tier, despite your low tiers.
Fun fact, I actually end up dodging both of the last offensive waters on the board.
Nice.
In walking and bundle.
What about the Ogrepon team?
Whose team is that on?
That's on Piplups.
I do face them.
Okay, well, you'll still probably win because they are a noob.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Especially if you can get Ogrepon set up.
Yeah. I don't know. First impression's priority. What do you care?
My Terras are also wrong here, but this was before I made the trades. My Terras now are not Breloom with electric, Slitherwing with electric, and the Dunsparce with fairy.
Yeah. But again, that you only did that in the last 20 minutes, so fuck off.
Yeah, no, actually I did it about an hour ago.
We've been recording this video for almost 2 hours, Ty. Shut up. I don't care.
I'm saying I did it almost an hour ago.
Anyway, moving on to our final team, we have our good friend Swiggity Swallow. Now, before we start anything else, I must say, his restrictions were way more harsh than Ty's were, where we spun a wheel that randomized between 1 and 14 to determine what tier he had to grab a Pokemon from. So,
Caleb.
Yes.
I did it almost 2 hours ago.
Dude, I don't care. You did it in this recording, okay? Shut up.
Yeah, I did it at 9:25. It's now currently 10:49.
Well, don't care. Anyway, you did it at this recording, so I haven't had time to go do it. Anyway, Davy's
Do it after.
Davy's team is pretty bad overall, aside from our good friend Clefable, Arcanine, Hisui, and Jolteon. Those are honestly the only usable Pokemon on his team, in my opinion. Kricketune lays hazards, which is nice. Webs, which is nice, I mean.
You know who also lays...
What?
You know what also lays hazards?
A lot of things?
Yeah, especially Hisui and Samurott that never got clicked.
Yes. It's got pretty bad speed tiers. It's a very slow team overall, outside of Jolteon, of course. But again, with such low tiers, there wasn't really much you could do to this. And he also has a ghost weakness, which is unfortunate. Yeah, there's not a single resist on the team. There's 3 weaknesses.
Actually,
What?
it was fucking hard for Davis, especially when I grabbed Dunsparce prior to me even knowing I was going to end up taking over. Because
Yeah.
I built fucking Overkill's team from scratch myself.
Yeah. He also has a dark weakness, I just noticed as well.
Yeah. It's going to be harder, though, for a Dark to run through him with Clefable and Medicham.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
This is true. Yeah, this team is really bad, but with Arcanine and Clefable, I honestly think, but with Davis's masterful plays, that he'll be able to do really well in the competition. I'm pretty sure,
You know what?
as of right now, he's currently second, but, you know, that's fine.
You know what's actually bad?
What?
Me and Davis don't get to play.
That is unfortunate.
I was so looking for a mid-off, but, like, we don't get that.
Nope. Anyway, yeah, so...
I think Davis is going to come 17th.
Yes, makes sense. Here are mine and Ty's lists for overall. I didn't bother to really pretty these up at all because I am tired and I'm sick.
The entire Dark World fixing them, so he just like, nope.
Yeah, basically. Our teams are pretty similar overall, though. I think he's a little harsh on Steeler, and he thinks Glasgow is going to do quite a bit better. Well, 2 points, 2 spots, but oh well.
Nope.
It's also definitely worth noting that the 2 A Division players, being Swellow, Davey, and Alola Chu being Ty, are not allowed to participate in the playoffs. So even though I definitely think they're going to make top 8, there's no way they don't. The playoffs will be from, like, if they, assuming they come 1 and 2, the playoffs will be between 3 to 10 instead.
Yeah.
And yeah. Any?
Damn, I really Ashton making playoffs. That's crazy.
Yeah, I do not, but you know.
Oh, I guess we're about to find out.
Yep. Anyway, Ty, anything else from you? Because I'm done.
I look forward to. Oh well, I can't even watch these battles because replays don't work.
Yeah, the week 1 replays are broken outside of one, but that's next week's me problem.
Oh, we might actually be able to make more replays. So
We'll discuss that later. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out, and I will see you dudes next week in RCL bullshit. Goodbye.
gay.